everyone? Marc Lobliner, Muscle Politics, where meatheadism and politics meet. Anyway, a lot of people follow my Facebook. My personal page, because now you can subscribe to it, has become kind of my place to debate, and I like debate, and I like discussion. I will post various things to hear people's thoughts. And I've been posting things about videos about the Sandy Hook thing being a government setup. I've been posting things about government conspiracies. I am pro-gun, so I have been posting some things on why the Second Amendment is important. I'm a libertarian, so I've been posting things on Rand Paul, who I like Rand Paul. I also have been posting things on, maybe I did make a mistake voting for Romney and not just voting for Gary Johnson to make a statement. I would never vote for Obama. I don't agree with a lot of what he does, but I don't think he's as bad as we're making him out to be. And let me explain. Conspiracy theorist is a very harsh word. I like to think of myself as open-minded. Let me give you the reason. In World War II, during World War II, the Jews took an outlook while Hitler was taking over like, oh, it can't get any worse than this. It can't get any worse than this. Oh, this is as bad as it's going to get. And it just kept going downhill from gun confiscations to rounding them up to, obviously, their slaughter. And so what I do is I question things. And I encourage you to do the same. I do not believe, given the current set of evidence that I have, that Sandy Hook was a government conspiracy and was fake. I don't believe that the parents were actors. Yeah, I understand the videos showing the guy getting arrested. They make me think, and that's why I want to keep discussing it. At this point, I don't have enough proof to say, okay, without a shadow of a doubt, the government conspired. I do not have enough information to say without a shadow of a doubt the government orchestrated 9/11. However, by examining these things and discussing them and playing devil's advocate, have you all ever taken debate in high school? Remember when they used to just hand you, I had a career development course where in summer school in high school, I took extra classes so I can get some college credits. And remember we had a gentleman, and he was actually a successful businessman who wanted to give back. So he taught a summer course. And we had debates in class. And I remember I was on the side of, I believe it was abortion. And I took the side, at that time I was pro-choice. And, I've gone over that. I'm a bit ambiguous on my stance with abortion. But I was pro-life. And at that point I was pro-choice in my thoughts. Everyone in California is completely indoctrinated into liberal thinking. And I won the debate because I was able to completely engulf myself and completely cover myself and become and preach with passion why pro-life is the way to go. Now, I like playing devil's advocate. Van, my training partner, and I in the morning will argue back and forth, taking different sides we might not agree with, just to learn more about the issue and look at the other side. I've changed my political position. I've changed my position on a lot of topics many, many times. So what I'm saying is, I'm not a truther, so to speak. I don't believe Obama's the second coming of Hitler. I do believe he has some socialist instincts that I'm not a fan of, but I do believe he's done some okay things. Do I believe executive orders are the way to govern? No. But I also believe that what he did yesterday, I'm filming this on Thursday, yesterday with his big speech, first thing is surrounding himself by kids. That's just a douchey thing to do. No offense, Obama, but Hitler did the same thing. I'm not saying you're Hitler, but that's just a real douchey thing to do. Just get up there, say what you need to say. Don't try and pull the heart. Look, for once, argue with facts. All right? Because I don't think what he said, think about what he said. The only thing I see main issue with is the HIPAA issue. HIPAA being the Medical Rights Act, where they're having doctors ask people if they have guns in the house, and then they're going and ratting out to the government. Whatever happened to doctor-patient privilege? I don't like that one at all. The 23rd executive order that he had to open dialogue about mental health. Okay, so we're going to talk about mental health. Awesome. The fuck does that prove? Seriously, Obama? So I really think that was one of those just showy things. He said a lot, but he said nothing, and I don't think it's going to amount to anything. At the end of the day, Congress pulls the purse strings on those. They have to fund these initiatives, and it ain't going to get through unless they fund them. I mean, you know, you can't, it's not a monarchy, man. He just can't come in and give executive orders. I'm not worried in the least bit that we're going to have a tyranny situation. However, let's look at the basis of the Second Amendment. And that's to prevent tyranny. It is. Everybody keeps talking about hunting, and I've read the damn Second Amendment over and over. Not one fucking sentence about killing a deer. You know, and honestly, the musket thing, that's what the government had as their weapon at the time. The right to bear arms is the right to take up arms against a tyrannical, corrupt government. That's it. Keep in mind where the Founding Fathers came from. A monarchy. They came from somewhere and they didn't want that to exist. So they gave the citizens the right to arm themselves and form a militia. I don't know where people go about interpreting the Second Amendment differently, because I've read it as a liberal in high school, and I've read it as in high school when I was a complete lib, because the California Teachers Association just completely indoctrinated me into their system. I mean, look, I'm bitter, because once I found out the truth of what they did, I just wanted to go back, and I'm not going to threaten harm, but a pimp slap was in due for everybody, especially that bitch economics teacher who showed us a Michael Moore movie in economics class. And she didn't show anything from the other side. The other reason why it failed, we can't compete. I mean, but that's a different issue. So what I'm saying, guys, I'm not a conspiracy theorist. In fact, I'm just someone with an open mind. I won't be shocked if the government was behind things like this, because my mind is open. I do not trust government. I will never trust government, and I think it's an American's duty to be what's the word I'm looking for, to be, you know, a critic of the government, to analyze what they do and to prevent things that have happened. Tyranny can happen. Hitler was democratically elected. Why am I going back to Hitler? It's not because I'm comparing Obama to Hitler. It's because I lost over 90% of my family in World War II. And I vowed, well, I just vowed right now. I don't know if I've ever vowed before. That sounds stupid. Like, I vowed at 5 years old to fight against tyranny. Man, at 5 years old, I was worried about playing with He-Man. All right? It is my duty as an American to protect the Constitution and make sure my kids are growing up in the country that I so much love. And I defend, and man, I support the military as much as anybody in my doings and my donations and whatever I can do. And those of you in the military who've corresponded with me know I have much respect for the military. My cousin is a Marine. He was a Marine, but you're always a Marine. You know, it's just one of those things where, as Americans, we're not crazy for looking at other things that could have happened, for looking at different variables. Don't ever take things for their face value. But for the record, I do not think Hitler's a Hitler. I do not think Obama is a tyrant. Why would it be now? Like, people are trying to say that the Bible predicted this. We had bad stuff happening when Carter was in office. Clinton was in office. We had some issues, obviously, with him just... Remember Mogadishu, and remember us going in? I mean, this is the first time we've gotten our noses in conflicts we shouldn't be in. George W. Bush. We've had a lot of really bad presidents. I mean, but we're still here. Obama is not the end of the country. Okay? We're still going to thrive. We're still going to survive. And remember, everybody goes, oh, well, they're letting illegal immigrants in, and they're going to vote Democrat. Maybe. Maybe. I don't know. Maybe some will latch on to Republican values. I don't know. The bottom line is, if we close our mind off to possibilities of what could be happening, we open ourselves up to another really, really bad situation. So I will continue to discuss things that suck to discuss, but it doesn't mean I believe it. It just means that I'm willing to discuss it and hear people's point of view. And a lot of people really believe that that stuff that happened in Newtown was a government conspiracy. And you know what? It's worth talking about. That's where the First Amendment comes in. That's it. Thanks for listening. Marc Lobliner, Muscle Politics. Tyranny is not a game.
aiming for brainless is being shackled to ancient prison stations, risen from a spacious grave, not living as a slave to a force I hated. Shameless artists and product placement, undercast and surveillance, running circles around these shapeless, saturated, overpopulated, purpose the same as my interior is vacant, cause I dedicated my entire heart to